What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. In this video, I'm going to go over several important details here for you guys, multiple different things. One, in the new $1.7 trillion government funding bill, which there was literally like dozens and dozens of things in that bill, over half of that money went to literally just funding our military, over $850 billion of that. Just so everybody's clear on that. A lot of people aren't aware of that. And number two, that was passed by both Republicans and Democrats in the Senate. It wouldn't have been able to pass without that. Was funding for the Social Security Administration. So I'm going to want to go over that, what that details here. And actually, more money was asked for that. And I'll go over the details here of that, of the amount of that. It is a lot of money. Some people saying it wasn't enough. Also, I'm going to go over the details and the dates here of the raise coming for tens of millions of Americans here, because it is the largest raise here in 40 years. It's actually the fourth largest raise ever. So this is a very, very big one here. So we'll go over the details of that here and much more in this video. So if you're new to our YouTube channel, or if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on new videos. I'll keep you up to date here on this and a lot more here. Congress is also working on another bill to raise Social Security benefits by $2,400 per year that we will talk about here in this video as well. Okay, as you can see here, the Social Security cost of living adjustment raise, which is locked in now for 2023 and is actually going to be happening here within a few days. It's going to be happening in December for actually several million people. I'll give you the dates here of when it's going to be happening here, who's going to get it on what days, and which people are going to be getting it when. Will be 8.7%, the highest increase in 40 years, actually going all the way back to 1981. So 41 years if you're calculating it from 2022, 42 years if you're calculating it from 2023. This is actually the fourth largest raise ever since Social Security has been intact. So this is a very, very large raise. And with the current inflation now is at 7.1% for the last 12 months on average, and has been dropping. It was 7.7% for the previous 12 months here, going back to the month before. For October, 7.1% for November. We won't have December's information until December is over, and then a couple weeks after here as well. But you can see here these now that Social Security has got an 8.7% increase, and inflation's down to 7.1%. It's not bad. It's not bad. Social Security is getting a larger increase for the year, and inflation's down to 7.1%. And this is locked in. Can't go down. You'll get this for all of next year and in perpetuity every year going forward. It's locked in. Here's the dates you're going to start receiving this increase, and every month going forward. Okay, here are the dates. This is directly from the Social Security Administration. This is the schedule directly from Social Security. You can see here it's directly from SSA.gov. Okay, this is kind of the table down here. I have December and January up here for a reason, and this is because some people are going to receive their benefits and their raises in December. Okay, so if you're on SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you're going to receive it here in December. Okay, yeah, so this December 30th will be your first day of your increased benefits with your 8.7% raise. Okay, so you're actually going to receive two payments in December, on December 1st, which you would have already gotten, and December 30th. So you're going to receive double payments in December, but it's not an extra payment per se, because you'll notice here that you're not going to receive a January payment. You're just receiving your January payment a few days early, okay? So if you're on SSI and you've maybe seen some headlines saying you're going to get double payments in December, that is true, but the only reason is because you're just getting your January payment a few days early. Okay, you're not getting an extra payment per se. That's why you come to my channel, because I give you guys the truth here. Okay, but you will be receiving your December 30th payment will be higher than your December 1st payment, because it's going to have your 2023 increase in there. Okay. Your January payment raises for 2023 should be as normal with your normal payments, unless it's like the first time you're getting Social Security. The second Wednesday, the third Wednesday, and the fourth Wednesday based on your payment dates, or on January 3rd, as you can see here in the box here, if you received Social Security before May 1997, or if you received both Social Security and SSI. Social Security is paid on the 3rd and SSI on the 1st, but SSI is not on the 1st because of the holiday. It goes all the way back to December 30th. Okay, hope that makes sense. Next up, I want to address in the $1.7 trillion government funding bill that was passed here right before Christmas. You can see the headline here: Congress's lame duck session leaves unfinished business on issues that address Americans' everyday financial needs. Multiple different things here, some that were not passed, some that were passed. Remember that over half of this $1.7 trillion bill was funding for our military, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, and also almost $45 billion for Ukraine on top of that, to basically, fend off Putin. I'll actually show you an interesting headline here as well. Putin says he is ready to negotiate with everyone involved over Ukraine, but he says Ukraine's not ready to negotiate. Well, the reason for that is every time Putin wants to negotiate, his negotiations are basically, well, I want half of Ukraine. You give me half of Ukraine, and then, we'll negotiate. His terms are like basically, we'll have Ukraine surrender, give me Ukraine, and well, those are his terms of negotiation. So we'll see what happens here with that, but I'll keep you up to date here on everything going on here forward. But in this $1.7 trillion funding deal for the government that was passed by Republicans and Democrats, it couldn't have passed without support by Republicans and Democrats, was the Social Security program funding in there as well. You can see the details here. The year-end budget deal provides additional funding for the Social Security Administration, but barely enough to tread water. Barely enough to tread water. Kathleen Romig, Director of Social Security and Disability Policy at the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, recently wrote, the deal did include a 6% increase, or $785 million over the agency's 2022 funding level. So even that was almost $1 billion, just to give you an idea of how much our government spends on any little thing. Any little thing can cost $1 billion. But President Joe Biden had requested an 11% increase over or $1.4 billion, but they didn't get it. They didn't get it. They only got about half of that, which Social Security has been struggling and really doesn't have enough funding. They don't have enough employees. They don't have, it's similar to the IRS. You try to call the IRS, you might not even be able to get through. If you ever try to call the IRS for it lately, and they recently got that influx of new hiring, but now the Republicans from the House of Representatives want to cut it. So we'll see what happens with that. House and Senate committees have also backed more funding for the agency. So they're going to get a meager 6% increase, although it sounds like a lot of money. Remember, it's a massive, massive organization here. You can let me know your thoughts on this. The additional funding could have helped Social Security Administration reduce its backlog on long waits for service by updating its technology systems and hiring new staff. Quote, instead, applicants and beneficiaries face another year of unacceptable waits for the Social Security and other benefits they have earned. Congress likely will not revisit funding for the Social Security Administration until next fall. They did pass also more expansion for emergency savings. New retirement proposals poised to move now include a boost for emergency savings. Plan providers will be able to automatically enroll new employees in separate accounts where they can set aside up to $2,500 for near-term needs alongside their retirement funds. Another provision would let plan participants withdraw $1,000 per year for emergencies without any penalty, though some restrictions would apply. Another proposal that would take that further and allow for separate standalone emergency funds outside of retirement accounts did not make it into the legislation. This would help nearly 50 million workers who do not have workplace retirement funds set aside emergency funds at least. They said, quote, I am cautiously optimistic that in the next year or two that could pass and on some other legislation. Now, of course, there's 3 other bills in Congress that they're trying to work on or trying to get enough support to pass. Maybe I should say one of which has maybe the most support. Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, and colleagues. There's about 200 different representatives from the House and from the Senate that are in support of this. You could see here Senator Bernie Sanders, who's an independent, Elizabeth Warren from the Democratic side. A lot of Democrats in support of this would need maybe a few Republicans to pass this. Introduce legislation to expand Social Security by $2,400 per year and extend the solvency by 75 years, which is very important because this is going to be something they're going to be taking up here in 2023. We have had a lot of Republicans, especially, say that this is going to be one of their top priorities, and even Senator Joe Manchin has said that in 2023, one of their top priorities is going to be to fix Social Security, which is set to start running out of funds by 2035. So that'll be in about 12 years. So they're going to have to do something on it soon because 12 years rolling by here quickly. By the end of this 2-year term will then be down to 10 years. So 10 years not that far off. If they don't do something, they will have to cut benefits. Okay, so this plan would actually increase benefits by taxing high income earners, making them pay into the Social Security system on income above $250,000 to $400,000, where they don't pay into the Social Security system on those earnings. Republicans have a similar idea to tax those high income earners, but just not pay out the additional benefits. So they have similar ideas. They just need to come together with an actual plan and pass something. And I will keep you up to date here on this and everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. So make sure to click the subscribe button down below. If you haven't yet, it's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times, tune in at those times, and I'll keep you up to date here. Don't forget to like and share these videos, and I'll keep you up to date. You can click here to watch my newest video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.